Hey Runwalkers, welcome back to the channel. So today what we're going to do is a quick base tour of Test Castle, also known as Elizabeth and Oberon Spring Manor. The reason we're cutting to this video this weekend is because someone in the comments asked for a tour of the base because they're thinking about working out in the desert style, which is what we built it in. So we're going to run through it for them real quick and hopefully maybe inspire their build or give you guys some ideas as we go through it. So really quick, what I'm going to point out as we go through here is that if you haven't watched the tips videos, this base, it's like moderate in size, but it is broken out into 3 structures. So for the first one that we're starting out with here, it is 68 out of 300 pieces, and that is just this entryway here. So basically I just threw some sleek lampposts out and then mapped out a decent entryway with a nice portal hub over here on the left. To give us basically a facade against the castle itself. I'll port over here real quick to show you guys. The castle didn't look bad, but on its own it looked very basic without something leading up to it, which is why I built like these archways here. Alright, so coming through here, I threw a couple of Danu's cauldrons on the side with some antler chandeliers, just to give kind of a nice look to it, if that makes sense. And then you'll notice there's candles basically, so when it's nighttime you can't, you don't trip over your own feet. And you can't see the foundations under here, but they are there. And to just show you guys what I did was I started the foundation block back here where it was a bit recessed, and then built out this whole, mapped out this whole entryway and deleted the foundations I had back here. Another real quick tip is if you want these archway walls with the railings in between them, it's a little bit tricky if you're trying to do it. Make sure you blueprint all of it out before you build it, because if you were to build these walls you wouldn't be able to blueprint these rails in between them once they're already built. So just blueprint everything before you build it whenever you're mapping out your base. That's a good best practice to have. Alright, so that leads us into our second and our main base, our structure here. It's 270 out of 300. On the entryway here on the left hand side, this is our estate cairn. This is basically where we pop in here. And then I threw a couple of planters next to a lamppost to kind of give it like a hedge vibe. I could put more here if I wanted to, but I was trying to just map out the overall look, if that makes sense. Alright, and then we have another one on this side. And that takes us up here to the porch, or I guess if it's a castle I should call it an entryway. So we just put a bunch of flowers, I don't know what happened to that one, and a couple of lampposts. And then basically I had all of this built, and then I added these plaster pillars here just to give it more of like a break in the overall brick structure. And that takes us to the inside. So we have our entryway here. I put a few augments, and this is totally whatever you prefer to put. You can decorate with augments as you want to. But I put an ink making set, a crystal ball, a simple map, a formula board, that type of stuff to just kind of give this a cozy little corner vibe over here in this area. Then I have my coat rack and my table and my shield. Alright, now off to the left right here is, I'm kind of going for an infirmary or a guest quarters. I haven't fully decided yet. But this area here is meant to be that type of vibe. And then I threw some old crafting stations in here just to give it some clutter and decoration. And then I actually used these 2 chests here as my dumping space. I need to turn that around now that I noticed it. But my dumping space for everything before I put it into my sorted storage. Alright, so we're back in the entryway, heading off into this little cubby alcove here. I have some more storage. This is where I put all my enchantment, charms, and infusions and whatnot. And then heading up the stairs, you have a sneak peek into what I'm going to show you guys in a second. But if you keep going, we have the bedroom. You guys saw this in the tip video. So basically my aim here was to put as much in here as I could to make it feel cozy and slightly cluttered without feeling overly cluttered, if that makes sense. So I have my refined enchanter's focus, a chest of drawers, a chest. I used my stave fireplace to give it a nice little sitting area vibe. Threw some flowers in here, and then threw some more out here to kind of break up this blank archway. And yeah, this is my sleeping quarters, I went for a very open concept on the top level with a closed off, but still able to see the surroundings and hear the waves on the bottom level. All right, let's head back in and I'm going to show you guys my crafting area. All right, so in here, now that the lighting has adjusted a bit, I have my excellent alchemical boiler, and then over here I put my mortar with a candelabra for lighting. And then you'll notice I have like a lot of plants throughout, and the general vibe of the space is just open to all the waves. So like, depending on how it goes in editing, you may be able to hear it or not, but you hear like constant waves crashing and like birds chirping and the wind. And like I wanted this to feel very open and summer Fae, like in its general concept. But anywho, we have our excellent workbench. So this is where all the crafting happens. And then this corner here, it's basically all of my like cloth stuff. And then against this wall here, we have like, this is where I refine all my wood. And then coming over here into this section, this is mostly aesthetic, right? So the only real crafting station I have in this area here, that's where I did the sneak peek up there. But the only real crafting station is the Enchanter's Focus, and then I use augments as needed for it. And the rest of it's purely aesthetics. Like this alchemical boiler is mostly just for looks. These chests, same thing. And then I lined up this, let me go to first person. I lined up this telescope here. So like it like interacts with the sun or the moon, whichever's right there, and just kind of gives a really cool vibe. And then back here, this is by no means complete. This is kind of like my kitchen area and this little pathway here. I still need to do some work to make it like pretty or whatever, but it's functional. And then over here is where I'm making my new storage area. So like over here I have all my raw hides, wood, metals, stone, that kind of thing. And then over here is going to be the refined version of those. And I'm kind of building this out to be my storage space. All right, so coming back out of there, I'm going to show you guys what inspired this whole build in the first place is right out here. And this is this is why I built it right along the waves. And if you've watched our Let's Play, you kind of see like, this is the same layout as our starter build. And basically it inspired me, like finding that spot inspired me to build this. And then, you know, my gameplay took me further than the Let's Play and I just kind of built all this out. But anyway, we have this nice little sitting area. I like to picture this as like where Oberon and Elizabeth would chill out with their little pet. If I had my way, this would be a Fae animal and not a Dotson, but it is what it is. And then I threw some like flowers down here for aesthetics. And then I have like my point defense cannons. Oh, and really quick, this is our third structure out of the 3, and it's at 96 out of 300. This outdoor U-shaped area here with all the flowers and whatnot. Anyway, so we have our cannons for defense. Coming back around over here, this is my stone refining area. This is right here is where the magic happened that built this whole base. It started as crude stone, and I refined all my stone down to enough things to build all of this out of the desert style. And then over here on the right hand side, I have my metal refining stations. This is where I keep all my ammo. And then right here I have my basically my tanning station, and I plugged it right here because basically it offered like a break, like it was a wall without it being a wall kind of deal. And yeah, so that's our little ocean area. And then heading back up into our main area, I'll kind of sign off right on the front porch. But all in all, pretty much that's our base. I hope this was helpful. If you were the one that asked in the comments for a tour, I really hope this was helpful and maybe gave you some ideas. And if you guys would like to see anything else, just let me know and I'll spin it up in the next video. And with that, I'll catch you on the next one. Sage out.